Mid-Michigan is assessing the damage and destruction after last night's deadly storms. It's our top story at noon. Hello everyone, and thank you so much for watching today. I'm Kiara Lake. We're here for you with all you need to know as the cleanup continues, and we have live coverage from across Mid-Michigan. But first, let's start with where things stand right now. So at least 2 people in Mid-Michigan are dead because of these storms, and hundreds of thousands of customers are still without power across the state. Now, a portion of I-96 near Williamson was closed last night when the strongest part of the storm came over that area. And we'll have more on all of these stories shortly. Well, Eaton County is also under a state of emergency while everyone copes with the cleanup. Now, as you can see, we've been getting pictures of the situation outside. Plenty of damage at homes. And take a look. You can see trees on buildings. We saw trees in the middle of street like you see right here. And those are what caused some power lines to be knocked down. So if you do have to go on the area, there's still going to be a lot of cleanup happening. So also we have a live look going on right now, and we might want to move down a little bit, but we have some full reporters who are out getting a look at that area. Lansing Mayor Schor, he held a press conference in short time, and so Lansing Mayor Andy Schor held a press conference a short time ago to update the situation in downtown, and where he said he will sign an emergency declaration. Rachel Ramsey was there, and she continues our team coverage live right now. What did the mayor have to say, Rachel?
Kiara, we are here on Holmes Road where Mayor Schor just declared he will be signing a state of emergency for the city of Lansing. And along with Mayor Schor, the head of Board Water and Light was here, the LPD captain, the director of public service, Lansing Fire Chief, and Congresswoman Alyssa Slotkin. They all spoke and addressed the large amount of outages and damage throughout the area. BWL says to be patient, and they hope to get power fully restored within the next few days, but a lot of assessing still needs to happen. After last night's storms, the city confirmed 1 fatality. I spoke with the mayor about how the decision was made to declare this state of emergency.
Talking to the governor's office and talking to our emergency management folks, declaring a state of emergency means that we can activate resources that we need. It means that we can collect costs and submit them. You know, this is going to be expensive to the taxpayer of Lansing, and there are federal and state resources. We're going to declare an emergency to make sure that we can activate the resources, activate our staff, and then be able to understand the costs and get reimbursed for the costs with dollars that are available for it.
And BWL says the outage map will be your best way to keep track of updates. 6 News will keep you in the loop with updates as cleanup crews continue picking things up. Here for you in Lansing, Rachel Ramsey, 6 News.
All right, Rachel, we appreciate it. Well, crews are out across the area working to restore power. As of 11 this morning, Consumers Energy reported more than 182,000 customers around the state are in the dark, and they say they have more than 1,000 people working to restore electricity. DTE Energy, which covers part of Ingham and Livingston County, report almost 250,000 customers in southeast Michigan are without power. And also here in Lansing, there are almost 400 separate outages, leaving more than 27,000 customers without power. And there are no estimates yet on when BWL will have everyone back on, but Consumers says it will have crews working throughout the weekend. And of course, along with the cleanup and repairs are people who will try to scam people seeking help in the wake of the storm. That's why the Better Business Bureau and the Michigan Attorney General were warning people to be careful, and they've got some advice to make sure you don't get taken advantage of. Don't get pressured by someone who says they'll do the work, but only if you say yes right away. Do your homework, get references, referrals, and check out any person or company before you hire them. Get everything in writing, never pay cash, and never pay in full up front. And talk to your insurance agent so you'll know what's covered and what's not. And you'll want to make sure to protect your physical health as well as your financial health. That means staying at least 25 feet away from all downed wires, and you can never tell if they're live or not. Call the authorities and let them handle it. And if you're using a generator to give yourself some power, make sure it's outside, and even then, keep it at least 20 feet from your home, not near a window or in your garage. Generators give off a lot of carbon monoxide, so also make sure you have got detectors and that they have good batteries and are working properly. Now, meteorologists with our sister station, Wood TV, believe 2 tornadoes may have touched down last night over in West Michigan. The main damage was centered in the Comstock Park and Belmont areas, and those are just north of Grand Rapids. Dozens of trees were uprooted, homes were damaged, and at least on buildings was destroyed, or one building was destroyed. One woman who lives in this area says she heard what sounded like a train outside and immediately went to the basement.
So we ran down in the basement, and as soon as I shut the door, I heard a big crash of glass, and I thought like the grill or a chair went through the sliding glass door.
Yeah. The family says their neighbors are really coming together to help them clear the debris. And be sure to stay with 6 News on air, online, and through our 6 News app as we continue to bring you the latest on the deadly storms.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
Well, as far as the rain, it's pretty much gone at this time. Maybe a couple sprinkles here and there, but that's about it. Otherwise, we just have lots of clouds right now, as you can see from our McLaren cam at this time, looking at Lansing right now. Just cloudy skies, so no problem there as well. As far as the temperature, 72 degrees. So far, that's the high for today. Didn't go down very much, just 68 to start the day, and no precipitation. Taking a look at the Capitol cam right now with cloudy skies, 69 degrees, humidity way up there at 84%. And taking a look right now in Jackson, cloudy skies, 71 degrees with that humidity at 81%. And taking a look at Hillsdale right now, just cloudy skies and also at 71 degrees with that humidity at 92%. Well, across the state right now, there are a few breaks in the overcast. We might see a little bit of that over the next few hours. Other than that, it's going to be lots of clouds. Not much as far as any rain. That's either to the west or to the north. In fact, a satellite view will show you that. And it's not a whole lot in the Upper Peninsula right now. And also notice to our west, it's starting to fall apart a little bit too. So again, if we get anything, it's not going to be very much. For just most of the day, it's just going to be mostly cloudy. Well, here's what happened last night. This area of low pressure, it's now off to the east. Slightly cooler weather coming in, actually close to where it should be for this time of the year. I'm going to keep an eye on the next one coming in. That's going to bring even a little more cooler weather over in the next 24 to 48 hours. So as we go into this evening, mostly cloudy skies. As we go into the night and early morning hours of tomorrow, that's about as slight as you can get, a slight chance of a little bit of rain early in the morning. Other than that, I think this will be moving out of there, and they're going to have a little bit of sunshine for the afternoon on Saturday. And then as we go into Saturday night, into the day on Sunday, more of the clouds are going to be out of here now. So Sunday is going to be pretty nice with a fair amount of some sunshine. And it's temperature-wise, it's going to be a little bit cool. For a change. It's not going to be 90 for a while now, but you can always keep an eye on what is with our Storm Tracker 6 app. Temperature right now, 73 in Lansing, same thing at St. John, 69 in Mason and Howell, Jackson at 71 degrees, and the humidity, well, there it is. Most areas it's in the 80s right now, and it's going to just slowly go down for a little while for the rest of the day. So for today, mostly cloudy skies, maybe a few breaks, and going to around 80 degrees. It's normal for this time of the year. And then for tonight, mostly cloudy, isolated shower possible. And we go down to 65 degrees on the 6-day forecast. As we go into the next couple of days, Saturday, a little bit of some sunshine, really more of a 50-50 there. 74 degrees, sunshine on Sunday, 73 degrees, and the next chance for rain will be on Tuesday. So the weekend, at least it will be dry weather there, a little bit more in the way of sunshine on Sunday than Saturday, but really not too bad of a weekend coming up.
Good, too, because I know a lot of people need to have some cleanup time, and it's nice that the weather will cooperate with them in all of this.
Yeah, there's nothing else other than just what you said.
Yeah, exactly. And we do have team coverage about this storm coming up later in our show, so make sure you stay with us on air because we will have them coming up after the break. Well, coming up on 6 News, former President Trump is already fundraising off his mugshot. We'll have the latest on his legal troubles right after the break. Thanks for watching. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Well, our storm coverage continues. As we said, and this storm has claimed at least 2 lives locally. One person died when a tornado appeared to have touched down along I-96, flipping cars and trucks and leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. And that's where we find Storm Tracker 6 meteorologist Katie Nicolau. Katie, you're at the highway right now. What does it look like?
Good afternoon, Kiara. Yes, I'm along M43 right at the Red Cedar River, and as you can see, there are a lot of people taking this route. That's because I-96 has actually been shut down due to last night's storms. Now, the Ingham County Sheriff's Office has reported that 1 person did die last night. Several others were injured due to this storm, and as a result, they have kept that area of the highway shut down. That has forced a lot of people to take alternative routes. It is shut down between Williamston Road and M52. Now, those 25 vehicles that were damaged during the possible tornado last night actually included semi-trucks as well. It's a suspected area where that tornado went by. The National Weather Service has sent out survey teams. They're going to be assessing the damage and likely taking full advantage of that highway being shut down so they can get up close with the damage. Reporting to you now off of M43 at Red Cedar River, I'm meteorologist Katie Nicolau.
Katie, thank you. And as we said earlier in our show, that wasn't the only death from the area along I-96. A woman actually died in Lansing when a tree fell on her home. We first brought you that news earlier in our show with team coverage from Ray Sherman, and she does continue to bring us updates. Ray, what can you tell us?
Yes, Kiara, that is right. And I can tell you that a series of unfortunate events did occur this morning. And the thunder, lightning, and 80-mile-per-hour winds weren't even the worst of it. One woman did die in her home this morning. And Lansing Police Department confirmed that this was due to a collapsed building due to a tree fallen on her home. Take a look.
Lansing police say one Lansing resident was killed after a house collapsed. They say a large tree fell on the house, which happened on the 1600 block of Martin Street in Lansing at around 10:20 p.m. 6 News was on scene this morning and saw a large tree had fallen on the roof, causing the front side of the house to completely collapse. There was surrounding debris from the house, but the vision was limited due to all the branches and leaves. When we arrived, the Lansing Fire Department was there and confirmed they rescued a resident from the house and took them to Sparrow Hospital. It is now confirmed this was the same person.
Now you can stay tuned on 6 News this morning and this afternoon, my apologies, and on our web and our app for continued storm coverage. Here for you now, Ray Sherman, 6 News.
Ray, thank you so much. Well, former President Donald Trump is fundraising off his historic booking photo after surrendering to authorities in Atlanta. The former president and 18 others are now charged with criminally conspiring to overturn Georgia's 2020 presidential election results. Natalie Brand is here for you now with the latest.
It's former President Donald Trump's fourth criminal indictment, but his first time having a mugshot taken.
What has taken place here is a travesty of justice. We did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong.
He arrived at the Fulton County Jail in Atlanta Thursday to be booked on charges that he and 18 co-defendants schemed to reverse his 2020 election loss in Georgia.
We have every right, every single right, to challenge an election that we think is dishonest, that we think is very dishonest.
In an interview with Newsmax, the former president called his booking a terrible experience, but it hasn't kept him from selling mugshot merchandise on his campaign website. He also returned to X, formerly known as Twitter, for the first time since being banned in January 2021. He posted his booking photo, writing, quote, "I will never surrender our mission."
While Trump is fundraising off this latest indictment, he's also taking the Georgia charges very seriously. His legal team now includes Atlanta-based lawyer Stephen Sadow, who specializes in high-profile defense cases.
CBS News legal analyst Ricky Kleeman has tried cases alongside Sadow.
When he speaks, believe me, you turn and listen. In terms of strategy, he is also aggressive.
Overnight, former Justice Department official Jeffrey Clark was among those who turned themselves in ahead of a deadline today. The 19 co-defendants could be arraigned as soon as next month. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
Well, up next at noon, COVID cases are on the rise once again, and we'll tell you what you need to know to keep your family healthy when we return. So don't go away. And thanks for watching 6 News. COVID-19 numbers are ticking up nationwide, with hospitalizations up more than 21% in just 1 week this month. Michael George is here for you now with what you need to know to protect yourself this fall.
Instead of handing out homework, multiple school districts in Kentucky are handing out COVID tests.
A lot of them are testing positive that we don't know about, but the ones we do know about, it's a significant number for Magoffin County.
Schools closed in at least 2 counties in Kentucky, as well as a small district in Texas, with students and staff out sick.
It was a no-brainer that it was in the best interest of keeping everyone safe.
The number of COVID cases is edging up nationwide. Hospitalizations jumped more than 21% in 1 week this month.
Hospitalizations are up because COVID transmission is up, but who's actually getting sick enough to end up in the hospital? It's the elderly. So really, people 70 and up are driving most of that, almost the entire increase that we're seeing in hospitalizations right now.
A Hollywood studio and some academic and hospital settings are requiring masks again. Health officials say while that's not expected to become a widespread practice, high-risk individuals may want to consider wearing one. Updated COVID boosters will be available mid-September, once the FDA signs off and the CDC sets eligibility guidelines. The annual flu shot is out now and best taken in October. You can get both at the same time. Experts say if you do test positive for COVID, the best practice still stands.
If you're able to stay home until you test negative on a rapid test for COVID, that would be the ideal.
The CDC expects this trending uptick to continue into the fall. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
All right, Jim, I know we had a lot that we went through last night, but it's not the same today.
No. Well, at least the temperature is down.
Yes.
We'll put it that way. No more 90 for a while. In fact, we're down to 80 for today under mostly cloudy skies. Maybe a couple sprinkles, but that's about it. Then for tomorrow, mostly cloudy, meaning a little bit of sunshine, 74 degrees. Lots of sunshine for Sunday. How about that? Sunshine and 73 degrees, and then our next chance for rain comes on Tuesday.
All right, Jim. Well, also, it's time to take a look at our pet of the day today. today, we want to introduce you to Meet Frank Corvette. This 4-year-old is a handsome guy who actually came to the shelter after his owner passed away, and no other family was able to take him. So hopefully you can open up your home to give this guy.
Looks fine to me.
Yeah, he looks great. Apparently he was a little spicy, but he just needs some ear rubs,
Yeah,
you know.
that's it.
He's like you, Jim.
Well, yeah.
Well, that'll do it for 6 News at noon. Again, we'll have all of that latest storm coverage for you throughout our show and throughout the day.